what's your next movie about? Can you tell something about it, about your next project?
Not really. As I was telling you before, I'm in Beirut right now, and right now I hope that's fine because the washing machine is running. I hope you don't hear it too loud because
we have power.
We have power cuts all of the time, and we're basically just using the time now to do the washing as well. Yeah, as I said, I'm in Beirut right now, and I have been doing some research here. I've been doing some research in other countries, other places, because it is confidential. I cannot talk a lot, but we are in the talks with some streaming services about a serial format, which will be about social injustice in a couple of places that we, in Germany, for example, or in Western countries, we don't hear a lot of. There will be some examples that we know of as well, but hopefully we can get that whole serial idea signed by this year and can start producing next year. This would be a big thing. There are also a lot of like smaller films for example, short documentaries or other organizations or NGOs or charity organizations. This is what I usually do on the side as well. But for me personally, I'd love to dive into the serial production or staying with the with the feature-long documentaries.
And for how long are you gonna to stay in Beirut right now? Like.
All in all, it will be a term probably of 3 to 4 months. Then I may be, which will be depending on production as well, probably go back to South Africa after that, and we start filming there if it's possible. But yeah, let's see. Also with Corona, I mean, like I have been privileged to go to South Africa last time, and there was a situation that was really, really bad for the most of the time for the most of the people, and it is here as well. So I have to see what the circumstances are, if that's possible.
So now I need to ask this question that we always ask our guests. Yeah, what are the main problems you see in the fashion industry nowadays?
Oh, yeah, this is a lot. I mean, that's a huge topic, you know, so many things. For me personally, or at least what I felt in recently, and what I really have a problem with is basically still with greenwashing. That you have a lot of huge brands, and it seems like there's not really an honest will for change. It's like still this. They are thinking all of their stuff from campaign, from marketing side, but never really from a systematic approach where you say like, okay, what could we actually change in our system of the whole brand, of the whole company, of course everything is intransparent, that needs to change. Of course we need other solutions. For example, I talked to a friend recently who was also into fashion, and he was telling me that, for example, if you think of other industries, it's interesting to see when you think, for example, in Germany of the car industry, and when there was a financial crisis a couple of years ago, they were thinking about like, okay, nobody's buying cars anymore, what can we do? And they've been subsidized. So in the car industry in Germany has been subsidized to buy more cars. So how can you, for example, find ways to try to subsidize fashion corporates or companies, just to basically like give them a different kind of motivation? I think this, for me, it's like two-way track, let's say it like this. The one should be from the political side. They have to regain some trust, because if whatever you see from political side, or also from other industries, for example, banking sector, there are so many managers doing so much worse things out there, and who is really being held responsible for this, who is really being accountable? So managers go and they even give it a lot of money for thank you, goodbye, even that you have done a lot of shit into the world. So I think these people need to be held accountable, and so you can also hold the brands accountable for what they do. And the European SDGs and all of this is already a good step into the right direction, but people have to, or like countries and politicians and governments really have to hold the brands accountable, and this must must happen in a way, because this is the way that you gain trust from the people again, that they see, somebody's doing something bad, they actually have to go to prison, or they have to pay a huge fee or whatever it is for the stuff they have done, because otherwise you lose trust in the system. This is the one thing. And on the other hand, yes, find new motivations for the brands and manufacturers as well to be better. Like there can be tax reductions, there can be anything that other industry, for example, the energy sector, for example, the automotive sector, for example, the mobile, the digital sector, they all get these benefits. Why don't you do, or like try to invent or find something for the manufacturing or garment manufacturing industry as well? Sounds fair. And this is to me, like, if you have these both tracks, to give them a little bit, but also make them accountable for a lot. Could be a way, but it also comes for me with a lot of education, that people really have to want this from within the companies, from within the management. And I have the feeling a lot of things are still thought as a campaign from a marketing perspective, and not really with deep in from the brand.
Yeah, so we need to talk about it, just to make people understand that this greenwashing is everywhere, and companies they lie about their products, and you as a consumer, you think that you buy something which is sustainable and good for the planet, but actually it's a bullshit, because they just make money on your naive attitude.
Yeah, and I mean, on top of that, yes, probably even if it's sustainable, it is too much in the end, because we consume. Yeah. But when it comes to being honest about paying your workers and paying influencers, for example, they pay influencers a lot of money. They pay influencers and other marketing campaigns. They pay like hundreds of millions a year, and to get clients, to get customers to buy their stuff, but they're not being able to pay a couple of thousand workers their money for their monthly work. Not sure if that really is the case, because, and that's the point, they all know. It's not like they're dumb or stupid. They all know that this system is rigged. So if you work there, and even if you're doing something good, also with the online retailers right now, it comes to all the big ones, they are firing up that system as well. If they don't really change something, it will come back to a climate change problem anyway, but this is where it ends.
But it can be too late.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally.
How do you imagine, in your perfect world, future in the fashion industry?
Yeah, it's a little bit like I just said. This two-way path, this two-way track is I think important. As a consumer, it's about holding in every now and then, basically having probably a little bit less, and also more local. Because what I found out with a lot of talks, like not only in Germany but also in a lot of other countries, we have really good craftsmanship knowledge, and we're losing it because all the jobs are given away to cheap labor in Asian countries, and maybe in 10 years to African countries. It's like, if you want to keep the knowledge, and if you want to keep the people, because it's about hat makers, it's about sewers, it's about shoemakers, it's like so many people, and we are losing that craft and that knowledge. So I think that will be important to also think more local, even if it's a global world. I think the one doesn't. The one doesn't really neglect the other. They both go together pretty well, and that also doesn't mean that a lot of people in those countries would lose their jobs, which is basically not true. It's just another scam to fend people off and say like, oh yeah, but now it's getting so expensive. It's also not. So I think that is something that I could imagine as better. Not sure if it's perfect. I'm not sure if anything's perfect, but that could be at least be a little bit better.
And the last question, where can we get more information about your work, and is it possible to watch Conscious of Clothing somewhere? Probably it will be possible in Oslo in October, hopefully. But
for those people who are not living in Oslo, where they can watch it.
Right now it is still online, so you can watch it, but only in episodes. So we chopped it in pieces. Basically Google the Conscience of Clothing, or Google Mode macht Menschen, which is the German title. We have different languages. It also exists now in Khmer, so the people in Cambodia could watch it, which is pretty cool, I think, because also our participants, some of them are not able to speak German or English, so we wanted to have an option that they could watch it as well, and this is fantastic. So we have it in English, we have it in German, and we have it in Khmer. So that exists. Just Google it, and as long as it's still there, because sooner or later could be potentially that streaming service is getting the rights for it, and then it won't be available anymore on YouTube. So watch it now, or just wait for it, and let's see which streaming service it will appear.
We have very happy to send this movie to my Cambodian friends. So
yes, please.
Language, yeah, I will do that definitely.
Of course, yeah, go for it. Yeah, this is where you can still now see it.
Yes, and you know, by the way, we were wondering together with Aleksandra how many awards did you get for this film? We tried to count it, but we
we probably know better.
No, yeah, I think we for this one we won 7 awards, so that we actually really won competition, which is absolutely fantastic. There are a couple of them went to also the film department. So Patrick Dudanj, and Alina Kosnike, my 2 camera people, did fantastic work, and I'm really, really happy that they put it together like this. Also, I mean, a film is always teamwork, you know. It's never only my thing or the work of only one person. Yes, I am the guy who had the idea and putting the vision together, but obviously there are a lot of people involved. So I think this is really the benefit and the credentials to all the people that worked on these films, because there have been quite a lot to make this look like, or being the final film as it is. Because when you think of a budget, what we had, because it's foundational budget and it's restricted to certain limitations, it wasn't even, I would say, 1/5 of a budget that you would get with one of the streaming service. So a lot of people made it happen that it looks like exactly this without having the budget. So it's their credentials. 7 wins, and I think over 25 official selections in all over the world. It's fantastic. It's really honored.
Once again.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Good job, really.
We're really honored.
It was an honor to talk with you, Patrick. Thank you so much. It was a very interesting and important interview.
Hopefully,
thank you for having me.
Together
in October in Oslo.
In Oslo.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. It's on my bucket list. If I can come, I'm the first one to jump into a plane or to a train or swim up there. I will come. Yeah, if you like.
Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you
for being.
Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day.
Bye.
Bye bye.